into Mexican territories, and they was giving these guns to the Mexican drug cartels. Some of them was paid FBI informants anyway. They was giving these guns to these different Mexican drug cartels. And as the crime in Mexico began to spike, began to increase, they said we were on to a good thing here. But what happened was different guns that was given to these Mexican drug cartels by the ATF, those weapons, those firearms began to appear on the scene where those crimes were committed. And those firearms were able to be traced back to the ATF. So now the Mexican people, the tribe of Issachar, they're being viewed as criminals because of this whole Mexican drug cartel being given guns by the ATF. And even the Mexican people, the tribe of Issachar, the Issacharites in the United States of America. So now, since many of them are being viewed as criminals with all of these firearms, what the ATF chooses to do is change the Form 4473, which the Form 4473, it knows what? Let's go back. Which the Form 4473, it knows your name, your address, your date of birth, and your criminal background history, and all of that. So now they said we're going to change the Form 4473, and what we're going to do is we're going to switch it from 6 races, but we're going to split that Section 10 from being 6 races, here's Section 10, and we're going to switch it. We're going to make one Section 5 races and the other one ethnicity of Hispanic or Latino. That way, they have to check whether they're Latino or Hispanic. And if they do check it, we know who to go after. You understand? Because if it was just sitting here normally like this, if I just check black, then obviously I'm not any of the other. But if they add another section, I have to fill out this section and I have to fill out this one. So it has to be filled out whether you're Hispanic or Latino. That way the United States government can track you, can trace you. So the United States government, they were the one that put this stigma upon the Latin tribes in the first place. Let's get another scripture. Psalm the 10th chapter. Psalms 10 and 8. See how long? Alright, a little more time left. Psalms 10 verse 8. He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages, in the secret places doeth he murder the innocent. That's what the white man was just doing. We read that when it said the violence spiked up to 958 murders. He sitteth in the lurking places of the villages, in the secret places doeth he murder the innocent. His eyes are privily set against the poor. He lieth in wait secretly as a lion in his den. He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He doeth catch the poor when he draweth him into his net, which is his trap. Now let's go right here real quick.
John Dodson, a federal agent, says what he was asked to do was beyond belief.
You were intentionally letting guns go to Mexico.
Yes, ma'am. I mean, the agency was.
An alcohol, tobacco, and firearms senior agent assigned to this Phoenix office since 2010, Dodson's job is to stop gun trafficking across the border. Instead, he says he was ordered to sit by and watch it happen. Investigators call the tactic letting guns walk, in this case into the hands of criminals who would use them in Mexico and the U.S. Dodson's bosses say that never happened. Now he's risking his job to go public.
I'm boots on the ground here in Phoenix and telling you we've been doing it every day since I've been here. Here I am. Tell me I didn't do the things that I did. Tell me, I mean, the agency was.
John Dodson, a federal agent, says what he was asked to do was beyond belief.
You were intentionally letting guns go to Mexico.
Yes, ma'am. I mean, the agency was.
An alcohol, tobacco, and firearms senior agent assigned to this Phoenix office.
Let me go back right here real quick, because I believe his name was mentioned here. See, he said he ran the operation, and it made mention of the CBS interview that we're watching right now.
Since 2010.
And it said he was a senior officer. So he could have been there for who knows how long, 8 years, 12 years, who knows? Who knows how long this has been going on?
Dodson's job is to stop gun trafficking across the border. Instead, he says he was ordered to sit by and watch it happen. Investigators call the tactic letting guns walk, in this case into the hands of criminals who would use them in Mexico and the U.S. Dodson's bosses say that never happened. Now he's risking his job to go public.
I'm boots on the ground here in Phoenix and telling you we've been doing it every day since I've been here. Here I am. Tell me I didn't do the things that I did. Tell me you didn't order me to do the things that I did. Tell me it didn't happen. Now you have a name on it. You have a face to put with it. Here I am. Someone now Tell me it didn't happen.
Agent Dodson and other insiders say the gun-walking strategy was approved all the way to the Justice Department.
See that?
The idea was to see where the guns ended up, build a big case, and take down a major
That's Psalms 83rd chapter. They didn't want Israel no more remembrance, man. You know?
cartel, and it was all kept secret from Mexico.
ATF named the case Fast and Furious. This surveillance video obtained by CBS News shows suspected drug cartel suppliers carrying boxes of weapons to their cars at a Phoenix gun shop. Those long boxes being loaded into the red car are AK-47 type assault rifles.
He's already gun, carrying another, appears to be 5 boxes, hard case Pelican and Hardy pistol.
So it turns out ATF not only allowed the guns to walk, they videotaped it. Documents show the inevitable result. The guns ATF let go began showing up at crime scenes in Mexico. And as ATF stood by, watching thousands of weapons hit the street, the Fast and Furious Group supervisor noted the escalating Mexican violence. 900...
They do the same thing to Jake. Same thing. They run these guns into Jake neighborhoods. Try to be, Judah, Ben, Levi, all the ghettos throughout America with Israelites, what Israel is. They run all these guns in there, all these firearms in there, and when the violence begins to escalate, when the violence escalates, then the media steps in. Look at these blacks, look at these Latinos, they're killing each other. Look at these guys, look at to automatically justify putting the cops there and beating the hell out of them and locking them up in prisons. That's what the so-called white men do, man.
58 killed in March 2010, the most violent month since 2005. The same email notes, our subjects purchased 359 firearms during March alone, including numerous Barrett 50 caliber rifles.
Read that.
Did you feel that ATF was partly, perhaps, to blame for the escalating violence in Mexico and on the border?
Yes, ma'am. I even asked them if they could see the correlation between the two. The more that our guys buy, the more violence that we're having down there.
Senior agents, including Dodson, told us they confronted their supervisors over and over.
And what was the answer? What did they say?
If you're going to make an omelet, you got to scramble some eggs.
There was so much opposition to the gun walking that an ATF supervisor issued this email noting a schism among the agents. Whether you care or not, people of rank and authority at headquarters are paying close attention to this case. We are doing what they envisioned.
It was a schism, meaning it was division amongst them. Some people was with it, some of them were like, oh man, you know?
If you don't think this is fun, you're in the wrong line of work. Maybe the Maricopa County Jail is hiring detention officers, and you can get $30,000 to serve lunch to inmates.
Remember he said, if you don't think this is fun, you're in the wrong business? He just said that, right?
Envisioned. If you don't think this is fun, you're in the wrong line of work.
The last page we read, it said that we got a good thing here, going on here.
Maybe the Maricopa County Jail is hiring detention officers, and you can get $30,000 to serve lunch to inmates.
We just knew it wasn't going to end well. There's no way it could.
Then, on December 14, 2010, Border Patrol agent Brian Terry was gunned down. Dodson got the bad news from a colleague.
And they said, did you hear about the Border Patrol agent? And I said, yeah. And they said, well, it was one of Fast and Furious guns.
We read that.
And there's really not much you can say after that.
2 assault rifles ATF had let walk nearly a year before, similar to these, were found at Terry's murder.
I felt guilty. I mean, it's crushing. I don't know how to explain it. I mean,
Dodson and a dozen other ATF sources have all told the same story to Senator Grassley, who's investigating.
Read about him.
You've tried to get some answers from ATF. What's been the response?
The response has been practically zilch. From the standpoint that documents we want, we have not gotten them. And I think it's a case of stonewalling.
Dodson says he hopes that speaking out helps the family of Border Patrol agent Brian Terry. They haven't been told much of anything about his murder or where the bullet came from.
first of all, I would tell him that I'm sorry. Second of all, I would tell him that I've done everything that I can for them to get the truth. After this, I don't know what else I can do, but I hope they get it.
Dodson says they never did take down a drug cartel.